Okay, so here's a question for you. On Hanukkah, we light candles for 8 nights to celebrate the fact that when the Jews went into their decimated temple, there was only enough oil to burn for 1 day, but instead it burned for 8. So here's my question. If we are meant to be celebrating the miracle of the oil, then for how many days did the miracle actually take place? Well, if the oil was meant to last for 1 day and it lasted for 8, then the miracle only took place for 7 days, because the first day was to be expected. So if we are celebrating the miracle, wouldn't it be more fitting to celebrate the miracle over 7 nights of Hanukkah, not 8? A fair question, don't you think? I think what is so curious about the Hanukkah miracle is when you compare it to other biblical miracles, say the splitting of the sea. I mean, if you saw both events, the splitting of the sea would instantly make you say, wow, that's a miracle. But if you saw the menorah, you might not even realize that anything miraculous was taking place. You would need to observe, to stay a while, to understand, to think, to realize that something abnormal is taking place. That these flames have been burning for far longer than they should have. In other words, unlike the Red Sea, to appreciate the miracle of the menorah, it takes some effort on our side to notice it. What's even more interesting about the miracle of the menorah is that while it was one of the last open miracles documented in Jewish history, it actually mirrors one of the very first miracles experienced when the Jewish nation was born. Which miracle am I thinking of? The miracle of the menorah was the fact that the oil was burning but was not consumed. Can you think of another biblical miracle that seems curiously similar to this? What else was burning but was not consumed? I'm thinking of when Moses saw the miracle of the burning bush. The bush too was burning but was not consumed. Let's dig a little bit deeper for a second. The only incidents the Torah tells us about Moses up until this point of the burning bush is that he noticed the suffering of a Jewish slave and some Midianite girls, and he did something about it. And now we see Moses noticing something else. Moses now sees the divine within this world. And it took effort on Moses' behalf to recognize that something abnormal was taking place. A unifying feature of Moses' character that links all these events up until this point is that he sees beyond what meets the eye. He actively looks beneath the surface to find meaning, love, empathy, and the metaphysical within this world. The verse says, he saw, and behold, the bush was burning in the fire, but was not consumed. Moses thought, I will turn aside now and look at this great sight. Why will the bush not be burned? God saw that he turned aside to see, and God called out to him. What's so curious about that last part is that it implies that had Moses not turned aside to notice the miracle of the bush burning, perhaps God would not have spoken to Moses. In other words, a distinctive and commendable characteristic of Moses was his ability to look beneath the surface of everything in this world, of other human beings, and of the physical order of things. Moses actively sought out meaning within the world. He notices the subtle miracles, and through that mindset, he is able to access the divine. Hanukkah celebrates the Jewish conviction, exemplified by Moses, that if you seek out the small gifts and miracles in the everyday, you will find them. If you are consciously keeping your eyes wide open, you will be able to appreciate God's hand in your life. And that really answers our initial question. Why do we celebrate for 8 days when the miracle only lasted for 7? Because really, every day is a miracle. It's all being powered by one force, even when it looks totally natural. Both the natural order and open miracles are divinely powered. By celebrating even the first day, which broke no laws of nature, we are sensitizing ourselves to the fact that even if we might not be able to witness any open miracles today, constant divine blessings can be found in our everyday lives. They'll be masked as simply part of the natural world, but if we are able to notice and appreciate them, we'll see them for what they are. All kinds of crazy things are happening in our mad world today, and many people feel as if things are getting darker. Hanukkah implores us to look for God in the details, to keep our eyes wide open, for when we do, we can find light amidst the darkness. God tells Elijah that he is not in the whirlwind, the earthquake, or the fire, but in the still small voice. But it's only a voice you can hear if you are listening. For God doesn't shout, he whispers.